Welcome back. Today I'm trying to get this front floor panel out. I was only able to get 2 screws out without the heads going bad. The rest I'm having to use an extractor. Unfortunately, most of them are shearing off, which is kind of to be expected given the condition. These nuts in the front here will be a little bit of a challenge. We'll probably just have to cut them off and do a repair. But I'll be back here in a bit when I get this panel removed. Making progress. All the screws but 2 are out. So I've got that one right there and that one right there. I gotta still drill those out. Thought I'd take a quick picture. Now I noticed the pedals were bare metal, no rubber pads on them. I'm assuming that's the original accelerator. And then you've got the rubber pad seal around the steering column. And then this plate here will have to come off at some point. Again, it's looking pretty corroded. It does have a couple of missing screws. And there's 2 screws there, a couple there, and then there's a couple missing right there. Not really sure what they went to, but we'll figure it out when we put it back together. So hopefully I can get these last 2 out pretty easy and we'll get this panel out of here. Hopefully it just lifts right out. Okay, get these out of there. Okay, all the bolts are out. Let's see how easy it is to get this thing up out of here. Look at that. Easy. And frame looks pretty good. Back into the gearbox. A little bit of an oil leak. Okay, let's get this outside. So, let me get in here. As you can see, I was able to get all the screws out around the edge. I only had to drill out 3 of them around the top. I had to drill out all of them along the bottom. It won't come out because on each side there's these 2 little, they're not screws, actually it's hard to tell what they are, they're so rusted over. On the back side is actually the throttle linkage. Goes all the way across, so I'm going to have to undo the throttle linkage and try to lift it all out as one piece. So bear with me and I'll go around and we'll give that a try. So this is the right hand side, passenger side, and as you can see, this is the, let's see if I can get a better picture of it. This is the linkage. It's attached right there. So I'm going to take this pin out and let that hang, and hopefully I can do the same on the other side, and then I should be able to lift that panel out complete. So here's the linkage on the driver's side, comes all the way out to that linkage. So I'm going to try to get that one in there undone. That actually came out pretty easy, and I put the cotter pin back in that linkage arm. Let that just hang loose. Hopefully now that panel will come out. One. And it's out. Okay, most of the floor area is out that I want to take out, so now I'm going to return to the back area and finish removing the lining, which I want to try to get out as undamaged as possible so that I've got templates for the new linings when they're made. I have no idea. It might be easier than it looks. Guess I'm going to have to. Camera died, so I carried on while it charged up. I've taken the platform out from under the rear seat. That'll give me access underneath. The rear window is out. I don't know if that was the original window. If it was, they do a pretty rough job cutting around the edges. But otherwise everything's out, and I think I'm probably ready to start cleaning, at least up in here, prepping, getting some of this rust out of here, putting some treatment on the bare metal, and applying some paint where it's needed. So that's next. I've ordered some samples for interior material, so when that arrives I'll be able to make sure I get the right stuff. Next up is pretty much all the rubber on this thing is fried. That's not even really rubber anymore, it's more like charcoal. It's rock hard, split. So I'm gonna have to look into getting all the seals for the windows, all the door stops, and everything. The other thing I think I'm gonna need to replace, if I can find one, is the steering wheel. It has got a lot more cracks in it than I originally anticipated. So I'll be on the lookout for one of those. Good access to the engine and transmission when I start to get ready to pull that out. Get all this prepped and primed. Start putting it back together. Long road ahead. Anyway, just a reminder, like and subscribe and hit the notification, and you'll get notified every time I release a new video of the progress that I'm making. And if you got any tips or suggestions, if you've done one of these before, let me know. Tell me in the comments. As you can see, the top front has been cleaned. I wire brushed it all down, got all the dirt and the loose rust off, all the old sealant, and then I applied a rust treatment, turns the metal black, and I did that all the way around, so even here on the sides and on the back. Next up, I will probably apply a paint to that just to give it an extra bit of protection. It's not really going to need it, but I might as well. And then it's off to the store to buy some ash to start manufacturing and replacing the wooden components. The steering wheel will be one of the next items that I remove. It's going to need some repair work. It's got some cracks in it, and we'll have a separate video on doing that. In the back, I still need to do a little bit more cleanup, apply some rust inhibitor, and then just start slowly putting it back together. We'll do rear windows removed. We'll get a new window made with safety glass. All this glass will be replaced with safety glass. In our next video as well, it may be before the steering wheel video, the two front tires, which I cannot inflate because I cannot get to the valve stems. So our next video, we're going to jack the car up, remove the front wheels, pop one of the beads, realign the inner tube, inflate them, and they'll be put back on just for now, because my plan, we have air in the back tires. The plan is going to be to wheel it out and then pressure wash all this gunk off the back end of the engine and get as much of this underbody clean as I can. Get all the dirt off, and I want to do that outside and not in the car. Also, one of the next videos, we will be removing the fuel tank which is back in there. There's no fuel in it right now, but we'll remove the fuel tank. Borescope inspection to see what the inside's like. And then treat and seal the tank. And that'll probably keep us busy for the next weekend or two. So it's coming along slowly. As you might have seen earlier, I've got the shield off, I've got the windshield retainer off, and I do need to come back and drill out all these threaded inserts and run a tap through them, make sure they're still good all the way down. I gotta find out what thread they are, and that'll also be a future video.